G'day guys, and welcome back to LPB Racing for the Random Grid Replica Championship on Project Cars 2. Now I'll talk in my real voice. Here we are at Bathurst for race 2 of that championship. So into the race we go with Neil, Stevie and Bidzster, the top 3, as we get ready for a start here at Bathurst, and we're off. Spapper gets a fantastic start. Wow, what a start from Spapper. As into the first corner, taps Bidzster at the first corner, but gets away with it as we all go through the first corner. Blakeney kicking up the dust, everyone safely through. Neil again with a fantastic start. Meanwhile, further back down the order, we've got TY there and Cyrex coming through the field as well, as we all come down towards the second corner. Azadar and Keith at the back. As we look at Cyrex and Co. Let's have a look further down the field. Growley goes through, TY, Bradders, everyone nicely through up the hill. As we look back down towards the mid-pack, Growley there in 6th place, TY, Cyrex, so everyone, nice neat start, everyone cleanly through, so very well done there to everyone. Stacker in 10th place ahead of Keith, and Azadar brings up the rear. As we look at, Spapper, bang, hits the wall, boom! Straight into the wall. Stevie and Bidzster almost follow him as we go through here. And then we've got TY, Cyrex and Co. very close to the background. And TY being attacked by Cyrex here, but Cyrex can't quite make anything stick at the minute. As we go down the dipper, let's watch these boys. Cyrex not losing control, but making it look like he's losing control. But all's well, bang! Hits the back of TY's the old Constantina up, and then Bradders gives him a little helping hand. Stacker says, wait for me, boys. And Stevie and Co exit the Forest Elbow with Bidzster behind them. And then we've got TY in 7th. In the middle of this pack, we've got Blakeney, Growley, TY, Cyrex, and then Bradders and Stacker wanting to join in the fun as well. As TY now looks to make a move on Growley down the straight. Look at the top speed of that Nissan, it's incredible. So Nissan goes down, and then he's almost going to start attacking Blakeney here as well as we go down to the braking zone. I think, Blakeney goes off, TY has a massive twitch, Growley closes up and Blakeney's off backwards and Growley has to stop, Cyrex hits him. So Spapper then battling with Stevie at the front and Bidzster as well, so it's don't know where to look here, there's battles everywhere. As we'll go into the first corner, Stevie defends the inside from Spapper, Bidzster looks to get a good run out the first corner as well and close up. And then meanwhile back here we've got Cyrex here, Growley, Stacker, all very close together as well. Brilliant battles here as we look at Stevie, Bidzster and Co. Stevie's on the grass, Spapper on the outside, braking. Spapper leaves him room, and Stevie goes back up the inside. Fantastic racing, giving them each other racing room. Spapper just gets in front though in the McLaren, and Stevie has to settle for 3rd place. Bidzster still in 4th. Meanwhile, Cyrex and Bradders side by side up the mountain. Bang, bang, bang. Have that. Cyrex in the BMW making it even wider than it actually is anyway, and gets through past Bradders, Growley Bear and Stacker and Co at the further back. Where's Stacker? There he is. Where's the camera? Come on, cameras. There we go. Stacker is still ahead of Keith, but Keith's doing a bit better in this one than before. Meanwhile, back up front, Bidzster trying to keep with Stevie and... where's Stevie? Stevie's gone backwards. Stevie's made a mistake. Replay on lap 2, let's go back to lap 1 and have a look at what happened in that second group behind. So Blakeney lost it in front, you can see there, he spun round across the track, everyone else closes up, Bradders goes through and says cheers boys, and then we've got Growley trying to get going again, then we've got Keith trying to get alongside Stacker here, take opportunistic move as well. Cyrex on the grass with Stacker as well, round the outside we go, and then we see there Growley loses it a little bit, and then we all get going. Okay, here's the replay what happened to Stevie then, so goes into the corner, bang, hits the wall, and Bidzster gets a good run around the outside, goes right around the outside. Stevie doesn't want to give up, but then he has to brake because he knows Bidzster's got the line, and then that's how he slowed down and lost a little bit of time. As we come back from that, Bradders and Growley, don't know what quite started that off, but Growley and Bradders were a bit sideways coming into there, but anyway, Growley's the beneficiary, he takes 7th place, Bradders back down to 8th. Stacker in 9th. Blakeney's gone backwards. He literally is going backwards. He reversed down there. So Blakeney's had something happen to him as well, so we'll get a replay on that as well. With Growley then, see what happens between him and Bradders. So Bradders is ahead in the Audi. Watch here, he goes wide. onto the grass, sucks himself in, then loses control, and then Growly bravely goes around the outside of him, and we just managed to get the car stopped as we go down the dipper. Good move there from Growly. Meanwhile, here's an onboard with Blake to see what happened to him, so he goes down the dipper, turns in, has to turn in a bit hard because he goes in a bit too hot, spins the car round, and then reverses, hits the wall now, it points in the right direction, very handy, and then gets going. As we come back from that end, Cyrex trying to catch TY, but that Nissan GTR, I almost said Skyline. That Nissan GTR is so quick in a straight line down towards the end of the straight. Then the BMW doesn't hang around either. Onto the brakes at the end of the Conrod straight, into the little chicane part. Cyrex really on the move here. TY struggling for pace now in that Nissan by the looks of it. So Stevie in fourth trying to catch Bidzster and co. Cyrex right on the back of TY. Meanwhile, Bradder's trying to get close to Growly Bear, and Stacker's coming along as well. So Stacker doing quite well in this, even though putting the wheels on the grass while you brake stack isn't going to help you out. Where's he gone? Where's Stacker gone? Oh, he's doing donuts. This is not the time to impress the crowd. But he must have put the power on too early out of there and made a mistake. So he's gone backwards, and Blakeney can see him now. Flashes light saying, "Cooey, wait for me." So Stevie there in fourth. Spapper in third now, so Bidzster's up to second, so Spapper must have made a mistake somewhere as well, so a few mistakes here, left, right and centre as TY and Cyrex battle going up the hill, so TY catching Stevie and pulling Cyrex along with him in the BMW. It's really good to see everyone choosing different manufacturers in this, not just going for the same old car. Obviously everyone thinks that everyone thinks that their own car is suited for them, which is good because it brings out different flavours in personality and car performance as we go up and over the top. Cyrex practically wanting to make that Nissan GTR a BMW by putting his front badge into the back of TY's car. As they come towards the dipper, he's right behind him, practically pushing him down the hill, and now TY's going to have to start pushing Stevie. So, Stevie goes wide and goes back in, so Cyrex still really close behind TY. It's like watching a regular BMW on the British roads tailgating someone. So, and Cyrex pulls out the corner, gets a good run out the Forest Elbow side by side with TY. But watch the top end speed of that Nissan. It'll pull back into the draft. It'll get some good top end speed on it, and it'll be right on his tail back down towards the next corner. And look at it, it's closing. As we go down to the bottom. Oh, Stevie's on the grass as he's going to brake. He's not going to get that stopped. Right off he goes. Cyrex has lost control as well. And TY's going to come through and say, "Cheers, boys. Thanks for that." Cyrex goes back down to fifth. And Stevie is still recovering down in seventh. So he's not recovered very well. He's gone right back down to eighth place now. So Stevie with work to do then. Meanwhile, Bidzster's in the lead, so we missed how that happened. Bidzster is past Neil for the lead, and Spapper's closing on him as well, so we'll get a replay on that. Okay, here's a replay. Bidzster got past Neil then, so moves out to overtake. Brakes, Neil brakes a bit too late, goes wide onto the grass. Bidzster just stops himself, and then Bidzster goes straight through, and Neil has to recover onto the track, and then gets passed around the outside by Spapper, but that was on the grass, so Spapper just let him go back through, so yeah, Neil goes back down a second. As we come back from then, Brad is in seventh. He's still he's got to keep Stevie behind him. Stacker's in 10th. So it's all still very close here. So Neil Farmer then with Spapper behind him. This is the battle on track at the minute. Neil goes a bit wide. Spapper gets a good run in the McLaren. Can't quite get close enough to make a move up the mountain yet. Up the mountain we go. Flipping down the gears. Wonderful sounds from these cars. Spapper goes wide into the wall. Tries to get the power on and make the track a little bit wider for next time, but can't quite get it done. As Cyrex now, he's in fifth. He's trying to catch up to TY. Still behind him, so TY in front. Cyrex again stuck behind that Nissan, but the Nissan just as big as the BMW. So both very wide cars, which has its advantages for defending, but disadvantages as well as Spapper. They go either side of Spapper there, so Spapper must have made a big mistake. So we'll get a replay on that. Oh, we just before we go to that replay, Bidzster's lost it as well, so the leader loses it. So again, we'll get replays on both them incidents now. Okay, here's the replay. What happened to Spapper on that force? He goes into this corner and he catches the grass. Time slapper and bang, straight into the wall. Lucky not to bounce right into the middle of the track. But then luckily TY and Cyrix just avoid it. Okay, here's the replay on board with Bidzster then to see what happens. So down to the dipper, we just carry too much speed. Bang, we hit the wall. Then just as we get the car put in the right direction, the power kicks in and we go around and Neil has nowhere to go and slightly taps him. Now we're reversing out the way to get out of the way of TY and Cyrix. Oh, good idea there from Bidzster. And then he gets a gap and then recovers. So quick thinking there by Bidzster, but 5th place. So as we come back then from the stunt driving school, more stunt driving. Keith's lost it. Backwards, don't go forwards up the hill, Keith. Whatever you do not go forwards up the hill. As I think, did someone else hit him there? I think someone else must have hit him. So again, another replay is needed. Okay, let's have a look now what happened to Keith. Down the dipper, so we're going down the dipper into this corner. We just go a bit wide and we just go offline, spin the car around, and then if you look here, we will go forwards a little bit, but then no one hits as we decide to reverse like Bidzster did, and then wait for a gap, and then spin the car around, and then get back going. Oh, and after the chaos, we take a breather. Ah, right, here we go. So Cyrix is behind TY then for 2nd place now. Neil with a 1.6 second lead. Bidzster here, furious with himself after that. He'll be trying to push on hard. Spapper is in 4th. So, an actual rundown then. Proper rundown of the order. Neil in the Porsche in the lead. TY 2nd in the Nissan GTR with Cyrix right on his tail in the BMW in 3rd. Spapper in 4th in the McLaren. 5th is Bidzster in the Lamborghini. 6th is Growler in the Acura. Then 7th we've got Bradders in the Audi. Stevie is 8th in the Lamborghini. Stacker is 9th in the other Lamborghini, who goes off into the wall in the background. Blakeney's in the Lamborghini in 10th. Keith 11th in the Porsche, and Azadar 12th in the Porsche. So Neil proving that the Porsche does work. So it's just the fact that Keith and Azadar aren't as comfy as this car than the others, as Cyrix has gone off the back of TY here, so he must have made a mistake. Spapper closes up to behind him then, up the mountain. Endless battles here. What a finale to the season we've got here in this Random Grid Replica Championship with LPB Racing. Again, if there's any sort of races that you want to see in the future, just get in contact with us and we'll see what we can do, because we're always looking for new ideas for championships. We've got the next couple sorted out, but after that we'll see what we come up with as we go round the top, up towards the top of the dipper, then down the bottom. Cyrix trying to catch TY up here, but not quite close enough yet to become a threat, as Spapper trying to stay with him down the hill. Spapper got a good run through the dipper that time, so that could be an opening for him as they come down to the Forest Elbow. Very hard braking downhill, a break and turn, and then onto the straight. And Bidzster's closed up on these boys as well, so Bidzster putting his head down, obviously really annoyed with himself from earlier after that earlier spin. Meanwhile, Neil 8/10 in front of TY, but that GTR, look at it, closing on the straight. That's about a 10th every couple of seconds he's closing up. Onto the brakes then, into the corner. Neil gets a good line through there. Cyrix goes through, and Neil must have made a little mistake there. He's gone right back into the hands of TY. Defends the inside. TY looking for a way through. Neil goes onto the grass. He's lost the back end. He's spun round and drifts and holds it. What a hold. So TY takes the lead. Cyrix is going to try and come through for 3rd. He should have an overrun. Spapper now looking to get through past Neil. Into the first corner. Neil tries to stick it up the inside of Cyrix. Can't quite do it. Spapper makes a mistake and loses the back of the car. Bidzster makes one position. Neil's slow off the corner. Bidzster's going to get another one here. As they go side by side down the straight. Lamborghini versus Porsche, not much in it on top end speed, but Bidzster's got the overrun from the last corner. On the inside, brake. Into the corner, and Bidzster gets 3rd position back, but he's got to get, he's still gone a bit wide. Neil Farmack tries to come back at him, and he can't quite do it. Into the top of the mountain then. TY and Cyrix for the lead. Bidzster will join them soon, I would imagine. Neil will try and do the same. Spapper's gone a bit further back. What a race this is. And the Nissan holding off the BMW for now, but the Cyrix looking really fast in that BMW. TY hits the wall. This could be Cyrix's opportunity. Tries to go around the outside, but can't do it. Next corner's a left. Can't do it. Down the dipper we go. This is where T1's going to make this car as wide as possible. Not leave any single gap for a run. Bidzster now right behind SHAREx as well. So Bidzster closes up here. But still, TY, SHAREx, Bidzster, 3, close together. Spapper's gone a bit further back, and then Neil. So Neil's gone really backwards here. He's done what Bidzster did earlier, 1st to 5th. As we still look at the leaders then, the main battle on track at the moment. Down the straight, TY pulls ahead in that Nissan. Look, he's even pulling away from SHAREx, and SHAREx has got a draft. As he just starts pulling in now, SHAREx, but again, it took a while because that Nissan's got good acceleration into the braking zone on this penultimate lap of the race. About to start the last lap as TY and SHAREx both twitch. Both can't quite do it. Both twitch through the corner. Bidzster closes up. So it's going to be 3 for the lead on this last lap as SHAREx has lost control. So, Bidzster just avoids him, but SHAREx loses control of the car there. So Bidzster moves up to 2nd place. And now look who it is. It's TY versus Bidzster, the 2 old dogs in the group, as TY makes a mistake out the first corner and has got to get on the power. Bidzster in the draft. But again, that Nissan, once it gets up to speed, it's so quick. And look, he's already up to speed already, even with making the mistake. So down to the 2nd corner for the last time, round it. Bidzster closes right up on TY. TY makes a little mistake there. Bidzster's on the outside but has to back off and stay behind. Up to the climb up the mountain. Brake, brake, brake. Up the mountain we go. Power on out the corner. TY versus Bidzster. This is where the Lamborghini will have a bit more of an advantage. Through this section, Bidzster pushing hard. You're going inches from the wall, so is TY. Really pushing hard here. TY's lost the back end. And Bidzster tries to go around the outside but can't quite do it. And now tries to go for the inside. TY's lost it. There was no contact. TY's lost it. There was no contact. He's gone right round. He's now facing the wrong way as cars come round. Luckily gets out the way. Sensibly just finds a gap, gets across the track and gets going. But where's Growley? Is Growley coming up to behind him? There's TY, there's Growley. So TY goes back to 5th. Looks like 1st place is a curse. Every time you're in 1st place, you go back down to 5th. As SHAREx now attacking the Lamborghini. Last chance for SHAREx. He gets a good run out the corner. On the power then. Let's see what they can do. Down the straight. Bidzster's going to keep in the middle here. Give SHAREx a choice. Which side do you want to go? Bidzster goes to the left. SHAREx goes to the right. Down towards the kink for the last time. SHAREx is ahead. SHAREx got past Bidzster on the last lap. He moves over to defend. Bidzster waits behind. SHAREx goes wide. SHAREx goes wide. Bidzster goes right around the outside of him. Side by side down towards the last corner for the last time. SHAREx keeps his foot in it. Side by side. Bidzster defends the inside. Will SHAREx go for the cutback? Bidzster slides it around that last corner. Gets the power on. And it's going to be a dead heat. He's going to be so close. And Bidzster just takes it from SHAREx. What a finish. Bidzster takes it from SHAREx. Spapper in 3rd. Neil 4th. TY is going to come across the line in a very disappointing 5th. Growly Bear comes across the line in 6th. What a finish that was between Bidzster and SHAREx. That was phenomenal. And meanwhile, Bradders and Stevie towards the line. And Stevie trying to push it to get past Bradders in the Audi. But Bradders holds off for 7th. Stevie in 8th. Keith is through here in the Porsche. He's going to be in 9th. So a bit of a better race there for Keith, despite the obvious damage to the car. But he's going to come through for 9th place. Blakeney in 10th. So Blakeney goes from a decent race to a pretty poor race, really. And Stacker's gone really far back as well. So Stacker's made a few mistakes in that one as well. So Keith 9th. Blakeney 10th. Arzadar is going to come across the line in 11th. And Stacker, unfortunately, with quite a bad race there in that midsection, comes through to finish in 12th position. So we'll just get those results confirmed for you now, guys. Okay, here's the results from that one, guys. So Bidzster takes the 2nd win in the GT3 cars in the Lamborghini. Well done to him. Very close finish for SHAREx, who was less than a 10th behind him. Brilliant finish there. Spapper finishes in 3rd position as we go over the page. Then it's Neil in 4th. TY finishes in 5th. Growley comes home in 6th. Brad is a well-deserved 7th there. 8th for Stevie. And it's 9th for Keith. Blakeney finishes in 10th. Arzadar comes home in 11th place. And Stacker rounds off the 12. So as we come back from that then, here is your winner, Bidzster, when the camera wakes itself up. Where's the camera? There it is. There's Bidzster in the Lamborghini. So well done to Bidzster, 2 out of 2 so far. And we'll see you guys for race 3 in the V8 Supercars. Take care, guys.